Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. We have a lot to get into today. First, make sure that you check out the top link below. This video is sponsored by Stock Up U. Stock Up U is the top link below. I've been hearing a lot of great comments for those of you that are taking the options, that are looking at the options. The whole class is all one class. So you one-time payment, you get everything for free, including the new stuff. I just last week uploaded an entire chapter on options, and I hear that you guys are really liking that. Okay, let's get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. On yesterday, I'm just going to wrap up these few plays that I was in, and then we're just going to keep it moving because we are trading the market that we are in. We're not overly bearish. We're not overly bullish. But I am going to play two videos for you that is fascinating of how two experts see this market from two totally different lenses. Okay, so X, ticker symbol X, I sold it. It was just trading flat. I sold it this morning and it's starting to cool off. That was a steel company. You can hold it. I just didn't. There was no bad news that made me sell it. It just wasn't performing well, so I sold it. As you guys know, I wasn't heavy into that, and but I still think that there's money to be made if U.S. Steel gets bought out by another company. So you do what's best for you. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. All right. I want to get a lot of information out on this one, so I'm going to talk really fast. All right. So let's take a look. As we could see now, we got a really, really nice bounce back today. Not bounce back, because we got a long ways to be back. All right, we got a really, really nice bounce. As you could see, the Dow is up. S&P is up. NASDAQ over 1.5%. S&P is up over 1%, and the Dow is teasing with a full percent. But just remember, if you zoom out, okay, so let's not get all excited. Let's take these off. But if we look at the week, as we could see, it's just been a sell-off, right? It's just been a sell-off all week, right? But we were expecting that. Why? Because this is not a good month. It is. And the market was due for, I call it a correction, but it's not a true correction. A true correction is 10%. All right. Or actually more than 10% is a true correction. Okay. So I expect the market to pull back about 7 to 8%. And so I'm calling that a correction, but it's not textbook technically a correction, just a pullback, a cool off. All right. So the Mag 7 is cooling off, but some are not actually. Tesla's up again today. All right. We do know that NVIDIA is reporting tonight. We'll come back to NVIDIA. Let's just look at Tesla really, really quick. Right. So as we can see here, Tesla is up almost 2% again today. Actually, it was up 2% today. It was up 3% today, but it's up 2% now. And we could see that Tesla has been, for the last week, Tesla has been up really, really good. Okay. And there's a trading range that I want you guys to think about. Actually, we're going to go right to it. I'm going to play a snippet of a video from Stocks with Josh. He's our resident technical analyst. We launched his page right here. Okay. We want you guys to have the best. I want you to listen to what he says, because there is a trading range that I want you guys to be aware of. Okay. And a trading range, remember, when he gives you support and resistance, right? If there's a daily chart, that means that, he gives you a weekly chart, a daily chart, an hourly chart. That means when he gives you these numbers, they have to close, okay, above a certain number. All right. So I just want you guys to just listen. Hopefully we can get this to work.
Pointing out that $230 had right above it a very strong descending line of resistance that we had to see it break through. Well, we went pretty powerfully into the close last night and we were above it, which meant it was a hold position. And then in the morning time, we skyrocketed all the way to $240. And then since it hit a brick wall and it's come right back to that 230 range, I was watching it because 230 is the critical spot. Anything any sell-off beneath 230, and here's what it tells us. It tells us definitively that we would be going back to 211. But as long as we stay above 230, even though we flashed back all the way from 240, if we close today above 230, it means that we are very likely going to move on from this spot and move up to 248. That's how we're watching the Tesla trade so far. It's been...
So you heard that. It did close over 230, and we could be moving back up to 248. You guys heard that, all right? And so now, as we could see, we are at 237. Now, that's not definitively, but I am holding my Tesla positions. At this time, I was going to do a little, let's just look at what we have going on here. So let's just blow up Tesla here. As you can see, Tesla, I'm up 7%. Let's just call it 8% on my Tesla stock. And Tesla, I will just tell you guys that this is my swing trade account. This is my Webull. I also bought the same amount in my long-term hold of Tesla. Now, I'm going to sell this Tesla, and I don't know exactly where, but today I am going to move my stop loss up into profit. And let me let you guys know that are new. You cannot set a stop loss after closing bell. It doesn't work. You can set it, but it's not active. Make sure you set your stop loss before closing bell. You can't do it before the market opens or after it closes, okay? So what I'm going to do is set my stop loss into profit on here. But just know, for me, I also have the same amount on another trading app. That's why I suggest you guys have multiple trading apps, all right? And you know what? Let's talk about SOUN, okay? Because as you can see, I have SOUN and I have APLD, all right? As you can see, SOUN, I'm up 12%. APLD, I'm up 10%. If you followed these plays and bought any of it, let me know. I'm just going to say if you bought any, not follow, because anything you say is not a suggestion. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. But if you're in any of these plays and you're making money, just let me know how you're doing. All right. Now, remember, I am going to, on Tesla, because it's the bigger amount that I've bought, I am going to set a stop loss. Why? Because NVIDIA reports tonight. If NVIDIA goes down, I believe APLD will go down, and I believe that SOUN will go down. So I am going to take my risk of holding through earnings tonight with NVIDIA. Remember, I sold my NVIDIA. I made 30% on my NVIDIA call option, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with APLD and SOUN, I'm going to set my stop losses before closing bell today. And if NVIDIA does well, these will probably have another pop tomorrow, okay? And so that's what I'm going to do. Win or lose, all right? But NVIDIA itself, I buy the rumor, sell the news, meaning you buy the stock based on a rumor, which is earnings, and sell the news simply means you sell the stock or the option before they report. Okay, so just know what that means. Let's take a look at NVIDIA right quick. Yep, there we go. NVIDIA's up nicely again today. And I know my buddy Josh was in some option plays. And remember, anything he says is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen with NVIDIA's earnings. But I am going to hold my SOUN and my APLD win or lose. So if you lose, you should have sold today. All right. I'm going to take that risk. So this is not get like me. Okay. So what else do I want to look at? I talked about that. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Baba right quick. As you can see, let's see here. See here? Baba, my Baba as Alibaba. Remember, on yesterday, we were red. But look, right now, on my $90 call, I'm up. I was up as much as 20%. But right now, it's 17.83% on my $90 call. And it's $91 on, I'm sorry, it's 14.83% on my $91 call. All right. If you've gotten into some of these plays, let me know. Now, China's getting really, really sketchy, and I'm really close to selling these, right? I'm really close to selling these. I'm going to see how things look towards closing bell, and I might sell these and look to get back in because it keeps fluctuating, right? I'm just going to take the money. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to sell all but one contract of each, take a little change, right? Never apologize for taking profits, and then just keep one share of each just to see how they perform. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell all but one share of each, take my profits and run. Okay, that way I don't think that I will be in horrible trouble. All right, so let's keep it going. We covered NVIDIA, we covered Tesla. Listen, as far as the market goes, right, where we're on time, we're doing good. So as far as the market goes, I'm going to play you this because I want you to see how confusing it is trying to guess this market. Listen to this.
Dubravko Lakos, Chief Global Equity Strategist at the aforementioned JP Morgan. That wasn't your call, though, right? That was Marco Polanovic, right?
It's our research call.
Okay. So it's a house call.
House view.
So the rest of the year is not going to do anything?
Well, we think it's capped because you got a multiple that's basically hitting against that 20-turn ceiling. You have a cycle that, in our opinion, is aging and not getting younger. You have positioning, which definitely was on the low end earlier in the year, but now I think the boat has gotten filled up there, and sentiment is definitely much more bullish. You have monetary policy remains restrictive, and we're of the view that Fed is not going to be easing anytime soon. We can talk about do they hike more or not. Cost of capital remains prohibitive, and fiscal, what people forget, this year has been a massive fiscal easing year, $1.8 trillion in government spending. Next year, that's going to get tighter.
So as you can see, that sounded very, very bearish, saying that the market is not going to do well this year, right? So it's not going to close well this year. Now check this out.
I'll ask you to just kind of go back to the broader investing implications, especially for the U.S. investor. What are they?
Yeah, so it's interesting because if you look at U.S. economy exposure to China, it is different to the S&P 500's exposure to China, right? U.S. GDP exports account only for roughly 10% of GDP, but 30% of S&P 500 revenues come from abroad, and roughly 1/3 of those come from China. Right, so a slower Chinese consumer, a slower Chinese economy could actually have a outsized impact on the S&P 500 versus an outsized impact to the U.S. economy.
Yeah, and so if that's true for the S&P 500, Andres, what would your advice be to investors who are looking and saying, "Listen, if I'd missed the market this year, what do I do now?"
Yeah, I would echo that we can't ignore the fact that the U.S. economy has been really resilient to a rising rate environment and to a slowing global economy. And I think that's one of the reasons we've seen the market act the way that it is, right? Double-digit returns this year. So you have to look at every factor here, not just, yes, China is slowing down, but on the upside, the U.S. economy has been very resilient. When it comes to the U.S. investor, I think the question now is, where is that incremental dollar going? Not just within stocks, but versus a bond or versus a savings account. And that's one of the areas that I feel a little bit more skeptical that we could go back to all-time highs in the stock market this year.
Back to all-time highs in the stock market when this year. So you got somebody talking extremely bearish, somebody talking extremely bullish. Now, what will move the market in the near future? What will move the market in the near future? Jackson Hole. It starts tomorrow, Thursday, and then Fed Powell will be speaking Friday. Whatever he says about interest rates and inflation will move the markets, okay? And so that's what, remember, last year he talked for 8 minutes and he tanked the market, right? He tanked the market, the last Jackson Hole meeting, should I say. He tanked the market with just 8 minutes, tanked the market. So sent the market on a swing, should I say. So that's what I want to talk about, all right? You know what? Josh says something I want to also leave you in this video with that's very important for those of you that are doing options. He talks about something about doing options far out, which you guys know I do on the expiration date. But before we go into that, guys, make sure that you get your free stock, 16 free stock, right? Make sure, look, each stock is between $2,000 and $2,000 a piece, and make sure you put a minimum of $100 where you're going to get 5 free stocks already. Remember, from $2,000 per stock, and then the $50 cash reward. Okay, make sure you check that out. So let me find the spot where Josh is talking about, and I kind of agree with it. Let's listen.
That's how we're watching the Tesla trade so far. It's been very profitable, but it's also been very, very volatile. So right now it makes more sense to get contracts that are further out expiration. The first contract that I played was actually August 25th, which I wouldn't recommend because that was a pretty risky move. If it had not gone the direction that I expected it to go, I would have lost 80% of my principal within a 24-hour window. That's not the type of trade that most people who have never traded options should do. At this point, I'm pushing out my expiration dates on Tesla. As long as we stay above 232, I'm going to stay in it for a push up to 248. Now,
So you guys hear that, and I agree with that. That's what I do. Remember, everything is range bound, and it could change day by day. Remember, support and resistance. Remember, closing above or closing beneath. Those are some of the things that a lot of people with charts misunderstand when people like Josh talks about it. So just understand that, hey, I'm wearing this. I actually got this from Lahaina. So we are Lahaina strong. We're standing with you guys in Hawaii. We know that you guys are not out of the woods, and we're going to continue to support you guys. We love you guys. You guys are family. If I've said or done anything that was eye-opening to you and you're new, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and make sure that notification bell has all on it. If you've made any money on any of these plays, leave me a comment, please. And remember the stop loss lessons. You can't do it after closing bell. And if you need to rewind this video and go over any part, please feel free to do so. Hey, I'm Stock Up with Larry Jones. We are on our way to 1 million subscribers. I'm going to name it and claim it. All right. You guys are going to help me. Make sure you check out the 2 top links below in the description. Moo is the free stock is there, and then Stock Up You, where you could learn how to do options for those of you that don't know anything about options. Okay, love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Hey, I think we're supposed to be on with the guys tonight. Excuse me, I've been a little preoccupied, as some of you guys know, but we're just gonna keep you guys fed. We love you.